Welcome to the show. You watch UAP Troop 33. I'm John. I'm your host. Today we're going to get into some footage, man. We're going to get into it. There's a few things that I saw that really caught my eye that I think you might be interested in. And the latest with UFO news is Ross Coldhart supposedly implied that the Tic Tac from the Nimitz incident in 2004 was actually Lockheed Martin alien reproduction vehicle. So we're going to get into that a little bit. I'm not really sure about that one, but so we're gonna cover it. We're gonna look at it, and yeah. So stay tuned. It's gonna be a hell of a show. You guys check this one out. Look at that, man. I don't know. That one's kind of. What do you guys think of that? Shout out to the viral spider. I don't know. It could be a kite. Could be a balloon. It's hard to say, you know. Um, but it's very interesting. What do you guys think?
They're coming right at us. Look at these, two of them. Got it. Man, they all powered right up. Did you all see it?
Powered up.
Man.
They almost outdid the moon. Wow.
Jeez, they were so powered up. I couldn't believe it for a second. I'm thinking, is that a planet? What's going on?
Just zipped by it.
There's two coming right at us. Look at these, two of them.
Got it.
Man, they all powered right up. Did you all see it?
Powered up.
Man.
They almost outdid the moon.
But this is the main culprit. Let me continue to walk. And there's one over somebody's house right now as well. Right there. They're over somebody's person's house right now.
More truth now. Shout out to him.
Let me
man.
zoom out a little bit.
So these things are hovering over people's houses.
So that you guys can see. Let me walk. All right, there he is. It's just floating. I remember earlier tonight somebody kept on saying, "Oh, it's an airplane, it's an airplane."
One thing when you catch something like that, right? It's real easy. You go on your phone, you check the flight tracker, and find out if there's anything in the area that you're looking at. You know what I mean? This way you can verify. You know, a lot of people don't do that. Not sure what this is.
Actually mate with actual humans and create mixed human alien offspring?
I doubt it. There are some species. There's one species in particular that would look like first cousins, but what I know about embryology and reproduction, I'm not so sure that that would be possible without it being done artificially. Now, I mean, obviously, with CRISPR and with cloning and other technologies, you could do some things. But in terms of, let's just call it normal reproduction, I doubt that very seriously.
All right. I mean, you need to really be aligned in terms of your DNA to create offspring. So, for example, a donkey and a horse could have sex, but they'll create a mule, which cannot recreate itself.
Right.
Right. But they can actually create a mule. They can create a genetic offspring that's a mix between the two. It just can't reproduce. So,
So this gets into this whole question of, have these sort of experiments been done in classified projects? And the answer is yes. And so there are some rather monstrous programs that would make Mingala, and I know about them, and I know people who've worked in them. So have there been some of these things done? by humans, not by the ETs. Yes, and you get into some very strange life forms, let's call them, that look partially human, partially extraterrestrial, as a result of these programs. I know there's one that was operational out at Dugway Proving Grounds in Utah. We have a man who was there who saw this. So scientifically, there's no reason why a bunch of mad scientists in covert programs with what they have couldn't do it. And my problem is, to what end and under what ethical universe? But also, could these objects, these sort of life forms, be used again in a deceptive operation? The false flag, yes. So this is one of the big problems, is that this is like a stinking onion. You pull this back and it's one layer after another. And you think you've gotten to the center of it, and there are 30 more layers. And that's unfortunately what I've been trying to do for 33 years. But every time I think I've hit the end of how gruesome and crazy these covert programs get, I hit another sub-basement of crazy. And I just learned of the worst one 2 weeks ago.
And what is that?
I mentioned what Michael Herrera, the Marine, saw in transporting humans in these crates. Well, a man who is currently very high up in these covert programs contacted me and said, and I've since been meeting with him, those were used in human experimentation and they were recruiting and selecting people in very poor, desperately poor countries who said, yeah, get me out of here. And they would take them, crate them up, take them to a place out in the desert. I know where it is. And they were selected for having a high telepathic or precognitive, what's called P3, and psychokinetic capabilities. And those people were then used in human experimentation with machinery to create a human machine conscious interface to be able to basically take over the conscious technology interface guidance systems of ET craft, to basically hijack them, bring them over to sites, and hit them with electromagnetic pulse weapons. Now, you can unpack that for a few years, what I just told you, but I know for a fact that that program is ongoing. In fact, I'm planning to go out to this site soon to deal with it directly. So, we're moving very, very quickly. It's a shame that the Congress is moving at the speed of a glacier, as is, of course, the mainstream media. Of course, the mainstream media never covers anything important. A show like yours.
That's deep, huh? And I'm gonna get into that. I'm gonna do an episode on that about AI. How we started getting into AI around the same time that a lot of these crash retrievals happened, and how kind of lines up. There's a lot of parallels, and that we're pretty much making a new life form, right? Instead of it being carbon based, it's gonna be silicon based. We're gonna be getting into that in a couple of days here. Um, Stephen Greer always got some wild shit to say, though, doesn't he? So there you go. There's some footage, some things that Greer had to say, some things that others, things that a lot of us already know, right? So right now there's a lot of distractions going on, especially with the Epstein thing and everything, and that whole debacle. A lot of distractions, and then you got like Ross Cohart saying that this Tic Tac was man-made. This was Lockheed Martin technology, and you know, I showed you that document that the 4chan whistleblower, he uploaded that, plus some other documents with some real technical information in it that was trying to imply that the Tic Tac was man-made. I think this is disinformation, man. I think that that's what they want us to think. I think they want to get away from the whole non-human intelligence aspect of this phenomenon, right? And not only that, but kind of put the kibosh on the nuts and bolts also. They kind of want us to get away from the technology aspect of this phenomenon, right? And I think that they're doing that for a reason. One of the things is this technology, if it gets out, it'll basically kill the petrodollar, which is basically that's basically what America runs on. Without that, our dollar would lose value in a major way. If the but I mean, oil is a resource that we use for not only just cars and trucks and our power and stuff, but it's also what we make a lot of our products out of. A lot of plastics, rubber, all this stuff. A lot of this stuff is made with oil. So, I mean, eventually we're going to have to get away from it, or we're going to end up burning the planet up. So this whole thing with this trying to, it's like trying to hold the shiny object up to keep us confused of what's really going on. And right now, the news is pretty stagnant with the UFO community. There's not a lot going on, which is why I've been covering a lot of the things from the past, like Starfish Prime, Bluegill Prime, and the things that we did in the past. And I think it's important that we don't get away from the focus, right? Don't be distracted by the shiny object. Is basically what I'm saying. And I feel that the majority of the people that cover this subject, that are looking into this subject, that are researching this subject, know what's going on here. You just look at the Wall Street Journal article and all that. It's just a big distraction. And the thing is, disclosure is never going to come from the government. It's got to come from us. It's got to be on a personal level. And I think it's happening, and they can't stop it. But they're going to keep trying to throw shade and distractions and all this stuff, smoke and mirrors up, keep us confused. And I'll keep covering it. And I think Stephen Greer is onto something. There is hybrids. I believe that we were genetically manipulated in the distant past. You just look at the way that our physical makeup. You know, um, the sun burns us. You know what I mean? There's a lot of things about us that are different from the other animals in the animal kingdom. So it's obvious that we're different. You know, and it's kind of strange how we're creating this AI, this AGI, the quantum computing, and all that. And we're basically on the verge of creating, and we may have already done it. Some people have said we've done it, a new life form, a silicon based life form. Um, and it's happening. And it's happening now. And it's an exciting time to be alive, to be able to witness this. But, what's going to happen when these things really become sentient and they realize that, humanity is a lot of the ails, a lot of the problems. We are a major problem to the planet and to the other species on the planet. And you get some super intelligent life form that we created, it's just interesting how it's all going to unfold. And I'll be here to cover it. What do you guys think, man? Hit me up in the comments. Let me know. What do you guys think that Tic Tac, you think it was man made? I mean, you think we had that kind of technology back then? Maybe. I doubt it. But let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching. Please hit the like, subscribe, share it to a friend, share it to 2 friends. I'll be back tomorrow. Peace.